Last time on the Lazy Geckos.
Across where?
Gulf of Mexico. Down Bridges.
The bridge of true lies, baby. The bridge is out. The bridge is out.
What happened there?
The wind just kept getting stronger at 40 knots apparent at this point.
6 64 gig cards we fill up every day.
We've had a couple problems with the boat. Actually, I'd say like a couple handful problems.
About 25 miles offshore today. Hey John, if you fall overboard, just yell.
Just throw out the EPIRB and a 12-pack of beer and I'll be fine.
We've been cruising on this lovely Antares 44i for the past few weeks. Her captain needed some help sailing her to Tampa so she could get repowered. We jumped at the chance to see what a catamaran is all about. We're almost at our destination. We're sad for the trip to end, but also thankful for the amazing time we've had on this beast of a boat.
We made the jump from Marathon over to the Everglades, right before Everglades City. Now we're coming through and we're gonna catch an anchorage, Pavilion Key, I think it's called. And it's been like an all-day sail. It's been very gloomy. The seas have been wonderful though, and the wind's been pushing us, the current's been pushing us, so we even got up to like 10.5 knots. I tried to snap a picture and I didn't get it. Very disappointing. So this is Pavilion Key right over here. We're gonna go to the back side of it because the winds are shifting tonight. And hopefully we have cell service. That's one thing we haven't had all day long. But it's been kind of nice and letting us just relax a little bit.
We're in very shallow water, and I'm trying to get it in as far as we can to have Pavilion Key blocking the wind and current this evening at anchor.
I got my trusty anchor app.
So what do? When he says drop, you hit the button, correct?
Yep.
I do. I mean, we don't have anywhere to really drag to. Well, maybe you'll drag to Tampa. So.
That'd be a pleasant surprise.
We're so far out, you can't really get a visual image on whether you're going to drag or not. So we're just doing this by GPS.
Oh yeah. Well, there's the island over there, right?
Yep, there's the island. There's nothing really to see over there except Mexico.
Oh, crap.
Do you boys like Mexico? Name the movie.
I got that one. Super Troopers.
Oh, Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Super Troopers.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I got it.
Who's talking?
So
You
just
talk
talking.
first, and then I'll just jump in with witty stuff.
Okay. So, hey, after we set the anchor, we were like, hey, you know, we're supposed to have some thunderstorms tonight. We put out a lot of scope, like almost 10 to 1, but nobody's around us, and we have this huge area. Nobody's coming. It's huge. So we're going to go ahead and drop out more anchor, more scope, so that we feel real good if we do get these thunderstorms that are supposed to come.
The whole trick is to sleep through the night safely.
So
not drift into Tampa.
What is this called, a reset?
This would actually be called a reset, except we're not going to reset the anchor. We actually buried it pretty good. But what we're going to do is we're going to put out a little bit more scope. So we're going to create a new term called re-scope.
Do you want to get your little yacht controller and do it?
Oh yeah, we're gonna rescope using my remote control.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. He can be up here anchoring, and he has the yacht controller, so he can control his engines, everything from right here. So he can be doing it all right here. So instead of putting all the weight on the windlass, he'll just bring the yacht controller up, or he can sit back there too. But he'll just go motor forward and, you know, idle, whatever. We'll loosen up the chain a little bit. I'll unhook the bridle. Then we'll let out probably 20 more feet or so, and then hook the bridle back up, and that's all we got to do.
Nice.
Then we'll back down a little bit more. On this boat, we back down to about 1,500 RPMs on each side. So on our boat, it was 2,000 RPMs with one motor.
Got the handy dandy yacht controller.
That is freaking awesome.
So yeah, we'll see how well we do. It's not designed for this kind of high wind, high risk environment, but we're gonna do our best.
Super windy out here. It's
windy.
It's almost messing my hair up.
Yeah. So here we go. Let me know how the chain does there. And we're coming forward. I'm doing the thrusters, baby.
That way. Oh yeah, you can thrust it.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, the rest I'm going to use from back.
I was watching him. Let's everyone is at 90. Stop. 80. And then we'll stop, and I'll put the bridle back on. Okay, I'm gonna put the bridle back on. We're at 90. Okay, the bridle's on. Taking it out. Okay, cool. He's gonna back down on it slowly, and you'll see the bridle coming up on the sides here. It's pretty murky, but can you see it coming up a little bit?
Not really.
Yeah. The bridle here goes to the bottom of the hull, which is awesome because you don't have to worry about that going all the way up to the deck thing for your scope. A little murky here, but pull back down to 1,500 RPM on each engine. We're not gonna move. Should be golden.
Woo.
110 feet of solid chain plus an oversized rock nut. So, which is pretty much everything we have in the locker.
Plus the bridle.
Plus the bridle, and then we're sitting in 6 feet of water.
Now, even though our depth says 4.3, you're saying there's a 2.
We think there's about it's never been accurately measured since I've owned the boat, but we think there's about 2 feet of wiggle room.
Okay.
So we're sitting in 6.5 feet of water, and then the tide will come up another 2 feet because we're at low tide rising right now.
Okay.
So we figure a 10-to-1 scope would be 80 feet plus the bridle.
It's beer 30.
And you have your anchor watch set?
Yep. Oh, we'll know. We start dragging, we'll know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you on the headset and be like, hey man, I'm not getting out of bed, so we're dragging.
Call him on the headset. I'm surprised we don't have a speaker system to hail each other on this boat.
Paging.
It has everything.
John to the helm. We are dragging, and I am not getting out of bed.
Cheers.
Nice.
Bitches. John felt us touching, so we got, it was like 5 in the morning. We were gonna wake up at 6 anyway, but it was touching the bottom. We were just lightly bumping, so we got swung into the shallows a little bit, so we're just bringing it in, inching it in with the windlass and a little bit of engine.
Yeah, once he said something, I could feel it.
Good morning up there.
At least he has a good attitude.
Nothing like your wake-up alarm being the keel just barely bunching or touching the bottom of the ocean. Going, I wonder if that was a big fish or if that was the bottom of the ocean. Wake up!
It was going to be low at 6, and it's 5:20.
How'd you know we were touching the bottom?
Just something felt different, and felt like every time we sort of strained a little bit or relaxed a little bit on the anchor, then it just felt like it almost felt like you were being tugged and not like you were bumping. But it's different than anything I've ever felt before.
No, that's what I'm saying, like we've brought in half. Straight ahead, so it's almost. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
1.7, it's getting We're within an inch of the same, 1.8.
How much chain did we have it originally?
We had 110 feet.
110.
So now we're about 40 feet left.
So we pulled in more than half.
Yep. That's safe water.
I love how you're whipping out the night vision.
I'm telling you, a little bit of forward-looking infrared didn't hurt anybody at a time like this.
We're not just drinking, playing with it.
Exactly.
That's
I've got to go. I'm just gonna go for a swim. Swim for 5 ditches.
I didn't think we'd ever have to use this.
I don't know if you can probably see through it or not.
I can. That's cool. Is this your first time ever touching ground?
It's my first time running aground. Well, we didn't actually run aground.
No, that's what I mean. I've run aground too. Has this ever happened to us, honey?
Yeah, did we?
Where we sat on the bottom? When did it happen?
Well, the one anchorage that we stayed at for a couple days,
Oh yeah.
we were bouncing the whole time. It's like on a pogo stick. We were sitting there bouncing the ground, and there was a big boulder next to my heel. And we started swinging, we would just swung right into the boulder. Right in my rudder would have hit this boulder. So we just pulled in like 10 feet. Yeah, so we'll just sit here and bob.
So we have 10 feet of chain left out.
Yeah, we're just basically sitting right.
Yeah, we're sitting right over the top of the chain.
We're waiting for the tide to come back in a bit, and then we'll continue on.
We are as stuck as we can get. We hope to depart early and get some distance covered today, but that's not happening. This was a super low tide that took us by surprise. It happens, I guess. It's tempting though. We have deeper water just in front of us.
Game plan is we're going to try and break it loose. We're right. The tide should start rising. So all we need, believe it or not, all we need is probably about 30 or 40 feet forward to get to deeper water. We'll give it one try. Okay, you ready up there? Okay.
Do you feel like it's working?
No.
No. Gosh darn it.
Justin, that was like the low tide we came in at basically. And it comes.
It got even lower.
Right.
Go figure.
Mm-hmm. We're moving forward. We're not bumping quite as much. Tide coming in. So we're gonna inch out of here.
Inch on out of here.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go straight for deep water, about the same way we came in.
Here's a pretty good sized rock on here, and the windlass has trouble pulling it out of the mud. So what we do is we just get up to it and power over it, snug it up, and then give it power going like past it, and it pulls it up out of the mud.
Okay, we're now past the anchor, but we're still stuck. We're moving a little bit though, one little bump at a time. We draw 4 feet and we're at 4 feet. Of course, the depth sounder shows 1.7, which only confuses me. If this were our boat, we prefer to be set to show the actual depth of the water.
The way this is all set, this thing touches at 1.7. So we're basically at 4 feet from the water line.
I'm hard to starboard.
Well, technically we're motoring into the shallows right now. What's it mean when they say, hard at larboard?
A little muddy.
That's a bumpy ride.
Yeah, she's dirty. So we're gonna sit here and wait.
Not really moving yet, but
2.2.
2.2 feet, yes.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah.
Such hard work.
It is.
When the boat is electrical and does everything
Dude,
for you.
my thumb's a little bit sore from pushing this button. Show 1.1 knots. It just broke free, feel it?
Yep. We're still gonna bounce along a little bit. I'm gonna shoot right for the 6 over here.
So we're good now?
So
We'll
far.
be good in about 200 yards.
200 yards. So how long did that take us? 2 hours?
Let me see. I woke up at 5. What time is it now? Yep. 7:10.
Exactly, because I got out of bed at, I think, 5:10.
Yep.
Knocking on the door.
Knocking on the door. Hey guys.
I said 7:30.
I think we're bumping bottom.
I just thought you want to come snuggle with us.
Hey, listen, I was actually considering that also.
Hey guys.
It is
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
We're not making our 6 a.m. lunch.
Coming soon on the Lazy Geckos.
A little squirrely.
Oh my gosh, John's gonna fall. How far away are we, honey?
4.8 miles. We'll see what happens here.
This cat could be ours.
You have Instagram? Why not follow us? You can get all sorts of real-time news, photos, and more. Check us out at Lazy Gecko Sailing. Our episodes are fueled by our patrons. See even more fun on our Vimeo channel.